ew, 3-star read, like that just ruined the book for me. But there is something in this book that is giving me the biggest ick. Do I know what's going on with my hair right now? I absolutely do not. Do I care what's going on with my hair right now? I absolutely do not. Like a ooh type of ick, you know what I'm saying? If you're here watching this with my sick voice, I love you so much. I'm so sorry. Hey book besties, I feel like it has been forever since I've vlogged, forever since I've talked to you in general. Life has been crazy. 2024 has been off to a good start, but it's been definitely chaotic. I've still been like in the final phases of moving into my new house. If you follow me, you know I bought my first house. So moving out of my parents, moving into my first house, that whole process is just a lot. If you've ever moved, you know the moving process is just a ton. And then I decided that I needed to paint my whole house. So I had painters in here, and then I was babysitting for 2 weeks straight. Then I got sick, and it's just been kind of one thing after another this January. So I'm really excited to finally have a moment to take a breath and to catch up with you, because I've missed recording, I've missed filming, I've missed talking to you. I've still been reading, but it's just not as fun when you can't talk to people about it. So that's why I love filming vlogs and filming TikToks and everything and posting on Instagram, because it's just so fun to have the community around reading. So I will say we're coming back with one of my most exciting videos I think I've done. So that's super cool. I was lucky enough to get my hands on 2 early release ARC copies of 2 of my most anticipated reads for 2024, written by 2 of my very favorite authors of all time. I won't leave you hanging. I'm just gonna tell you, I have the Rom-Commers by Katherine and Just for the Summer by Jimenez. Are you joking me? Literally pinch me, it's surreal. I made a TikTok saying that these were 2 of my most anticipated new releases for the entire year, and I got my hands on early copies. They were sent to me, and I'm so freaking grateful. It literally feels like a dream. I can't even put words to it. I never expected this to happen. I never thought I would be someone that's receiving ARCs from this prominent and this huge of authors. Like, I can't believe it. And it's all thanks to you guys. So it would just feel wrong for me to read these books and not take you along with me. This vlog, of course, is going to be completely spoiler free because these books haven't even released yet. This releases in June and this releases in April, I think. This releases in June and this one releases in April. So definitely no spoilers will be happening, because I will not be saying anything to spoil these books. I know you guys are just as excited as I am for these. So I cannot wait to dig in. As you can probably hear by my voice, I'm not feeling the best, so I'm super excited. It's Friday right now. I'm excited to just have a weekend of downtime, finally being back in my house. I'm gonna be doing like house chores and stuff around the house, but I want to have a lot of time for reading, and I'm really excited because reading feels exciting again to me. I was like in a semi-slump at the end of December just with how busy life was. I think reading just kind of felt almost like a chore, but it doesn't feel like that anymore. I'm so excited to read again, and I can't wait to pick these up. They literally got delivered to my house last week, and I have no self-control. I can't put them off any longer. I was considering waiting to read specifically Jimenez's when it was more spring or summertime, but I can't wait that long. I need to read it, and so the whole reason I got it early was to read it early. So I'm going to read this too, but I think I'm going to start with the Rom-Commers because I don't know, I read the back and it's just really speaking to me right now. I will take you along as we read this book. Like I said, spoiler free, don't worry about that. But I do want to take you along with me as I read this so I can have someone to talk to as I work my way through it. Life's just better when you have someone to talk about the books you're reading with. So you're going to come along with me through this weekend, maybe into next week, depending on how quick I read these, and I'll update you as I move my way through. Thanks for bearing with me with kind of the weird lighting, this weird hair I have going on, my sick voice, like we're just showing up authentically here. I just wanted to start this because I know my sick recovery weekend is going to be filled with these books, so I wanted to open up the vlog and introduce it because I'm going to be diving into this the second I'm done with work today. Like I said, it's Friday. I have a couple final work things to get done, and then it's going to be all about these ARCs, and I can't wait. I'll update you then. Hello, it is the next day and I'm still reading the Rom-Commers, obviously. I had such great intentions last night to sit down with my book and read all night, and then I found this show on Netflix. It's called The Trust. I watched the whole show. I'm so not a show person. Like, I would rather read 6 books back cover to cover than sit through a full season of a show. Like, I cannot do it. I don't know why. My brain just, I can't. It's so hard for me. But this show I actually watched really quickly. I think like it's giving like Survivor but without physical activity and without bugs. The Trust on Netflix. It's really good. It's all about like lies and deceit and money and morality, and it's really good. It's really, really good. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about the show. It's about the books, not the shows. I sat down to read the Rom-Commers. I did get a little bit through. I think I'm on chapter like 5 or something. Yeah, I'm on page 30, so really not that far into it, but it's super cute so far. I just love Katherine Center's writing. It's so easy to read. So far, this isn't spoiling anything because it's basically just the blurb. This is about Emma, and she's caring for her dad, and she gets a call one day from one of her best friends from high school. I think it's actually her ex-boyfriend, but one of her friends from high school. He works in like the film industry in LA. She gets a call from him that one of the most successful like screenwriters in LA wrote a rom-com, and he's usually like a thriller writer or like a sci-fi writer. He wrote a rom-com and it's absolutely terrible. So he calls Emma and he asks if she wants to work with him to like ghostwrite and fix his rom-com script. So she has the dilemma, like, do I leave my dad? Do I have my sister care for my dad? Like, what do I do family-wise, career-wise? Again, this is not a spoiler because it's all on the back, but she is just getting to LA. She's just about to meet Charlie Yates. I'm really enjoying it so far. Like I said, Katherine Center's writing is just easy to read. It's fast-paced. It's cute. It's witty. I love the banter between her and her best friend right now. Like, they're just funny. I'm getting the vibe we're gonna have like a forced proximity moment. I think her living situation might put her in forced proximity with this Charlie Yates guy. I'm already getting the vibes that he is going to be the romantic interest here. What else was I thinking about this book? There was something else I was gonna say. Oh, there's gonna be something more with her dad. I can already tell there's gonna be like a more emotional subplot with her dad because the part of this book, this is really cool. Part of this book is written in, I think it's second person. Isn't it second person when they say like you, like they talk to you, the reader? Yeah, there's a couple lines in this book that are written in second person. So like talking to you, the reader. And that is partially when she's like explaining the health problems her dad is going through. But she's super, nonchalant's not the right word. She's super reserved, I guess, in the information that she provides. Like, you can tell she's not telling the full story. So I'm really curious about what's going to come out with her dad because I have a feeling there's going to be more emotional details that come out with her dad because Katherine Center does such a great job in all her books, just knowing her as an author. I know she's going to make this a little bit more deeper and more emotional at some point. I have a feeling that's where it's going to hit. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Like I said, I'm not super far into it, but I'm going to go read more right now. It's a Saturday. I've just been doing like laundry and household stuff, and I'm ready to just sit down. You know when you're recovering from being sick and everything just feels like it's so much work. Like, I showered today and I did laundry and I'm exhausted. I feel like I just ran a marathon. So it's time to read. I was watching Gilmore Girls, but I think I'm tired of watching TV and I want to read for a little bit. So I will read for a little while and I'll touch base with you when I have something to talk about. I'm literally so tired of being sick. My voice is irritating myself when I'm talking. Like, if you're here watching this with my sick voice, I love you so much. I'm so sorry. Oh, I have the hiccups. Oh no. Guys, I'm literally loving this book so much. It's so cute. The banter is unmatched. Like, I am laughing. I'm feeling giddy. I'm like kicking my feet and giggling. I love it. Katherine Center's sense of humor in her books gets me every time. I just love the comedic aspects that she incorporates while simultaneously also tackling deeper stuff. Like, the family dynamics in this book and like the history of what she has witnessed and what she's been through literally almost had me in tears. And then 5 pages later, I'm laughing at Emma and Charlie's banter and like their witty interactions, and just, it's so funny. It's so easy to picture her books, and like I feel like I'm watching it happen. Like, I can just picture so clearly just the way she writes. I don't know if it's the amount of detail. I don't know if it's how quirky and relatable her characters are. I don't really know what it is, but it's like I can literally picture everything that's happening, and it is so funny. I love it. I'm loving the tension that's being built. I'm loving, like I said, the banter. I'm definitely into this. I'm about halfway through. I'm gonna go keep reading. It's Sunday, so it's just like gonna be an errand day and a reading day for me. I'm wanted to update though because I'm loving this. It's so good. It is time for an update because I finished the Rom-Commers. I can't even remember what I vlogged. I don't remember if I vlogged me reading it whatsoever, like if I filmed any clips while I was reading. I'm the world's worst vlogger because I literally can never remember what I've already talked about, what I've already filmed, whatever. I finished this book and I love Katherine Center even more than I did before, and I didn't think that was possible. The banter and the wit in this book, like, she's a genius. She really is a genius. The way that her dialogue is it's so good. I'm literally at a loss for words for anything to describe it. It's just funny and it's good. It's so good. One thing I will say is I didn't love the conflict in this book, and the ending felt kind of like whiplash. Like something big happened and then it was like something big happened that counteracted that one, and then something else happened, and it was like, I'm trying so hard not to spoil anything right now. I just feel like the ending was, maybe it was rushed, maybe the pacing was too fast for me. I don't know. I just feel like the ending was kind of like boom, 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 boom. It was like one thing after another after a long period of not a whole lot of action. It just felt like, whoa, like a lot happened in the matter of like 10 pages. I didn't love how the male main character handled the conflict too. Like it just felt he irritated me. He felt immature, which maybe that's just realistic. I don't know. But he definitely didn't handle conflict well, in my opinion. And I just wanted to like shake him, which I guess that's a sign of a good book because I was like literally frustrated. And when you're that invested that you can be agitated and annoyed so deeply with a character, like I think that's a good sign of good writing. But I will say he did irritate me. All in all, I adore this book. I adore Katherine Center. If you're ever looking for like more closed door books, if you're looking for witty banter, if you're looking for good romance, strong female leads, great plot, great dialogue, like she's your girl. I have not read one book by her that I'm like, oh, I didn't really like that. I definitely have some I've liked more than others, but every book by her I have thoroughly enjoyed. Everything has been over like 3.5 stars at the bare minimum. And this was no exception. I think I'm gonna give this 4 stars. I'm torn between 4, yeah, probably 4 stars. I think I'm gonna give this 4 stars. I'm gonna say 4 to 4.5. If there was a 4.25, this would be it. But for sake of keeping it simple, I'm gonna say a solid 4 stars. I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed the characters, and I'm not a huge like Hollywood trope. Like I don't really love their screenwriters in this book. Like I don't really love the deep Hollywood trope, but this was really fun and I honestly loved it. Another thing too, just to note, if you've read The Bodyguard, Jack Stapleton is in this book. And I was like, what are you doing here? Like, I know you. So that was kind of a cool little crossover. I love when characters exist. Taylor Jenkins Reid does it so often. I love when characters like exist within the same universe without it necessarily needing, like not necessarily needing to know it, but if you've read previous books, you're like, I know you, I remember you. So that was kind of fun because Jack is mentioned in this book quite a bit. But yes, that's kind of my thoughts on the Rom-Commers. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I highly recommend. Go pre-order it. I made a whole list of all my most anticipated reads for 2024, and now I can confirm that this should be your most anticipated read for 2024. I love this. Yes. Definitely worth the read. And now we're on to Abby Jimenez. So I'm gonna start that later today once I'm wrapped up with work and done with work for the day. I think I have to film my January wrap up today. I'm like looking at my planner. Yeah, I have to film my January wrap up. I have a couple of other work calls and things to get done. And then I'm hoping to start Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez tonight, so I will update you when I know more. Hello! Long time no chat. I think last time we talked I had just finished the Rom-Commers and I was excited to start Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. The last week has been so chaotic. It was my brother-in-law's birthday and then we had a wedding to go to and my grandma ended up in the hospital. Like it was just a lot a lot going on, so I haven't been able to touch base with you. Grandma's okay, wedding was great, brother-in-law's birthday was great, like everything's good. But I have kind of put reading on the back burner just because life has been happening faster than I feel like I can keep up with, but that's just how it's been lately. It's okay. But anyways, I wanted to touch base on Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I've started reading this. I'm on page 126, and I feel like this book is flying by, even though I haven't really like sat down to read it very many times. When I do sit down to read it, it's like I blink and I've read like 25 pages. You know what I mean? I am loving the plot. I am loving the storyline. I think Abby Jimenez does the best job with pacing her stories. Like, I'm never really bored, but like it's not too much too fast. You know what I mean? Like, that's, how do I word this? Like, it's slow enough for the relationship to grow and establish and for me to feel like I really understand the characters and their connection and all the things, but I'm never sitting there like, okay, get to the point. I also feel like she does the best job with chapter length. Like, some chapters are a page and a half and some chapters are like 15, but they're intermixed enough that it's like, I don't know. I'm such a weirdo about chapter length. Like, it needs to be appropriate or I will just get intimidated by super long chapters back to back to back. So I feel like she does a really great job of like short and sweet chapters and then a little bit of a longer chapter and then a couple short chapters. I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one that pays attention to that, but it does matter to me when I'm reading a book. So to give you the basic premise of the story without spoiling anything, of course, this is about two people who basically feel like they're cursed in relationships. Like, every single person they date goes on to find their forever person after them. So this is about Emma and Justin, and they both have like this relationship curse. Justin makes, I think it's like a Reddit post about his best friend, and it's super funny, like the way the book starts. It's just hilarious, as always with Abby Jimenez. And he makes a post about how his best friend actually ended up dating his girlfriend and they got married, and he's like, this is just my life, like I'm cursed. Every single girl I date goes on to find their forever person right after me. And Emma reads it and she's like, oh my gosh, me too. She reaches out to him, they connect, they start to form this bond and connection, long distance, just messaging each other, being flirty, FaceTime calls, texts, that type of thing. There's a lot of mixed media in this book, like through text messages, which I love. Abby Jimenez does that quite often in her books. I feel like Yours Truly had letters in it, and that was like, that's one of the reasons it was like a 6-star read for me. I love mixed media in books, letters, maps, text messages, those types of things. So good. But we're basically following Justin and Emma and their flirty banter. Emma has a best friend named Maddie who I absolutely love. Emma also has a very complicated home dynamic. Her and her mom's relationship is very complicated. Justin is also struggling with family dynamics. His mom is in a really sticky spot. He's about to like take custody of his younger siblings. Like, there's just a lot going on in their personal lives and in their relationship together. I am loving this. Abby Jimenez just writes in such a way that I just want to sit down and binge read her books. Like, if life hadn't been so crazy lately, I probably would have read this in like 2 sittings, but it's okay. It's just the nature of life right now. It's fine. I'm still enjoying it. It is on track as of now to be close to a 5-star read. That's a bold statement. I know, but we are on track. I'm getting the 5-star feels. It has a lot of 5-star potential. I, of course, cannot form a rating or a judgment until I finish the book, but the tinglings are there. The, what's it called? The ambers? What's like the starter of a fire? I don't know what it's called. The foundation is there for this to potentially be a 5-star read. So I have 2 or 3 more work calls today. I have 3 more work calls today, and then I'm hoping to curl up in a ball on the couch, make some dinner, and sit down and read this book tonight. That is my goal. Fingers crossed. I have been so social lately, and as an introvert, like, I'm so freaking tired of talking to people, seeing people. I need some alone time with me and my dog and my book, and I'm hopeful that that is what tonight will be. So if all goes according to plan, I will have an update for you later as I have more time to read this. I will catch up with you. Then I have to go to a work call because I'm going to be, oh my gosh, I have 2 minutes. I gotta go. Love you, bye. I have to talk for a second, and this is like the smallest of spoilers. It's really not at all. But Emma and Justin, the two main characters, I love them together. Like, I'm wanting them so badly to be together. This is kind of like a slow burn where we know, because it's alternating perspectives, it's dual POV. So we know that they're into each other, and even they know that they're into each other. But in terms of like the actual pacing of their relationship, it is a slow burn. But that's fine. I'm normally not a slow burn person, and that's fine. It's fine. It's working for them. It's great. The tension's there. But there is something in this book that is giving me the biggest ick. Do you guys remember, if you read It Happened One Summer, I think that's the book. She calls his hug like a recharging station. Like, whenever she's in his arms, she's like, I'm in the recharging station. And I got the biggest ick from that. Like, I hated it so much. There's something very, very similar in this book, and I just, every time she says it, I'm like, please don't say that. Like, please stop saying that, because it's just weird. It's just weird to me. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm trying to be open-minded. It's just giving me the ick. It's giving me It Happened One Summer vibes, and I do not like that book. I'm also realizing It Happened One Summer, Just for the Summer, kind of some parallels, but that's my one critique right now is like, I don't like that term that she keeps using for being around him, being near him, being touching him. Like, ugh. A little bit cringe for me, but as a whole, I am really loving their relationship. I'm loving the complications that they're facing. They're very real life complications, like very valid. It's not like the miscommunication trope that drives me absolutely mental, where it's like we had a disagreement and we're both not speaking our minds and now we're just confused. It's like they're speaking their minds. They're very honest with each other. They're just dealing with some really hard stuff. And I like that so much better in a romance, when the conflict is actually a conflict that would be hard to work through, and it's not just they don't know how to communicate like adults. Even though the conflict is bugging me and like I want them to work it out so bad, at least the conflict is like a real adult conflict that would be hard to work through. It's not like a middle school miscommunication trope. Ooh. It's not like a middle school miscommunication trope that absolutely drives me crazy. I also have mixed feelings on Maddie, the main character's best friend, Emma's best friend. Sometimes I'm like, yes, girl, you be strong. Like, you stand up for your friend. You be strong-willed. You push back. Like, speak your mind. And then other times I'm like, you're kind of being rude. Like, I need you to stop and like cut Emma some slack. Emma has a very, very, very complicated relationship with her mom, and her mom is like in the book right now. And I don't know, Maddie's input sometimes is just like, this is not really your place. Like, this is really Emma and her mom. Like, that's a relationship I don't think you can fully understand. And I get you wanting to protect your best friend, but like also maybe have a little bit more empathy. So that's kind of frustrating me. Justin is just a golden retriever boy. Like, he has the biggest heart. I love him so much. I love him. He is so sweet. I want them to be together so bad. I want them to figure it out so bad. And like, the whole premise of this is that they're only dating to find their person. Like, they both think they're cursed that every person they date goes on to find their forever person after them. So they're like, if we just date each other, then we'll both find our forever people next. But I don't want them to find their forever people next. I don't think they're going to. It's a romance book. They have to end up together, I would assume. But I just don't know how they're going to work it out. I don't know what it's going to look like. Because Emma is only in Minnesota, where he is, temporarily. So it's like, I don't know if she's going to choose to stay there. I don't know if he's going to choose to follow her. Like, there's just so many things up in the air right now. And I'm like, I don't know how they're going to figure it out. Knowing the romance genre as a whole, like I do, I have a feeling they are going to work it out. But right now, it's like a big question mark. I don't know how they're going to resolve their conflict. I also will say, I like conflicts in books that aren't conflicts necessarily between the characters, but life circumstances are conflicts. Like, it's not necessarily them not getting along or not agreeing, but there's barriers in life that are making it hard for them to be together. I think that's really realistic, and I like that a lot. I also really like seeing how the main characters navigate life complications with their partner. I don't know, just my thoughts, little quirky things that I like in a romance book and that I notice in a romance book. Overall, I am loving this. The 5-star feeling is coming and going, so we'll see. It's like between a 4 and a 5-star right now. I can't, of course, make any final decisions. I think I have like 150 pages left, 140 pages left. I'm on 260 and there's just over 400 pages, I believe. Oh, there is like 400 on the dot. Okay, there's 402 pages and I'm on page 260. So I could probably finish this tonight. I think I'm gonna go shower and cook some dinner and then sit down and try to read for the rest of the night. So I'll probably finish this tonight, and if I do, I will likely update you tomorrow so I don't look like a wet dog in the next clip, because I'm gonna go take a shower. I have a full face mask, hair mask, self-care night. So if I end up finishing tonight, I might pop in and not say much, but I'll probably give like my final thoughts tomorrow if I even finish it tonight. That's the goal. So stay tuned. I'll catch you in like 2 seconds your time, but probably tomorrow my time. Bye. Hey you guys, we've done it. I did it. I finished it. I sat down last night and I started reading this, and the last like 150 or whatever pages I had left flew by. I like could not put it down. I finished it in one sitting last night. I have so many thoughts. I love Abby Jimenez so much. First of all, I want to address the elephant in the room. If you've read this, when you read this, you will know. I made a comment last time about how I didn't really like the best friend. Like I felt like she was too overbearing and like being protective of Emma. Fully retract that statement. I adore the best friend. I love Maddie so much. So I just want to put that out there. I love the best friend in this book. I fully take back anything negative I said about her. That was my bad. I really did end up loving her. Secondly, the crossovers in this book. We had Daniel and Alexis from Part of Your World, and we had Jacob and, oh my gosh, what's her name? What's the girl's name from Yours Truly? Brianna. Her name's Brianna. We had Daniel and Alexis from Part of Your World, and we had Jacob and Brianna from Yours Truly. And you will see other characters coming in and out. I'm not going to spoil anything, but oh my gosh. I didn't think this was technically like book 3 in that series. I thought this was just a standalone, so I don't know if it is an interconnected standalone with those two. I'm assuming it is, but I don't know. I thought it was just completely a standalone, but maybe it's technically in that series. I have no idea. However, this book had me in tears at the end. I was crying on multiple occasions reading this book. The words, the way that Justin? No, I'm all confused. The way that Justin speaks and the way that he feels so deeply. I am a sucker for a golden retriever boy. I'm a sucker for a boy that has strong emotions for a woman and owns them. I just feel like so often boys are just kind of like gruff, and I don't like the grumpy man. I like the soft man, and he is so soft and so deeply just in love with who Emma is, and he just has such a deep appreciation for her as a human being, and it's so cute. And I'm also not a big fan of kids in books usually, but I really like the kids in this book. I love Abby Jimenez. I love her so much. So we've done it. We finished the Rom-Commers and Just for the Summer. These were my two, I think, most anticipated new releases for 2024, and it's absolutely crazy to me that I was able to read them early. So this comes out April 2nd and this comes out June 11th, I believe. Both of these I would 100% say are worth reading. I loved these. These are two of my favorite authors, Katherine and Abby Jimenez. I love their plots and their storylines, of course, but more than anything, I love how they write a character. Like, I just connect so deeply to the characters that these two women write in their books, and it just makes for a 4 or 5 star read every single time. So the Rom-Commers was a very solid 4 stars for me, like a good 4 stars, a 4+ stars. I really enjoyed this, and I normally don't like the Hollywood tropes, so that's saying something. This was so cute and so flirty while being so deep and beautiful, and I love this so much. And then Just for the Summer, I've been really sitting on my rating. I think I'm gonna go with a 4.5. It's definitely more than a 4, but I don't think I had the 5-star feeling all the way through, only because there were a couple elements in this book that I felt were a little bit cringy. There were a couple moments where I was like, ooh, I like kind of got the ick. Not the full body ick to the point that I'm like, ew, a 3-star read, like that just ruined the book for me, but just kind of like a ooh, like a ooh type of ick, you know what I'm saying? So very good read. I did have a couple moments where I had that ugh kind of response, but 4.5 stars for sure. I cried, I felt all the feels, I laughed, I giggled, I felt giddy, I felt in love, it brought out my hopeless romantic 100%, and oh, I just love this. I love the characters so much. These books were so good. I'm on to reading The Teacher. This is kind of a side note. I'm going to stop the vlog here, but I'm on to reading The Teacher by Frida McFadden, which is another one of my most anticipated new releases, and it is really good so far. I needed a thriller to kind of spice it up after reading back-to-back romances. So, side note, you should check out The Teacher if you like thrillers or Frida McFadden's writing. Wow, it's off to a really good start. But that is all for today's video. Reading these two books, they were phenomenal. They are so, so good. Make sure you pre-order them, order them when they come out, support your authors, check them out from your library, whatever it is. I would highly recommend reading both of these books. They are really, really great reads. Thanks for hanging out with me over the past couple weeks as I worked my way through these slowly but surely. I appreciate you, as always, sticking around and talking about all things bookish with me. I just love this community and I'm so grateful you're here. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any future videos. There are a lot of exciting vlogs to come. I have so many good ideas in my head. It's just gonna be a matter of having the time to read them and execute them. So there are a lot of exciting videos planned, so be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss those, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, book besties. I love ya.